Hello and welcome to Red Flags. Today we are talking about Hush. We are your hosts, Dave, Opie, Alan, and Donnie. And
Don't
today,
say my name like that.
Alan.
Yeah,
It's just Al.
Yeah, just
Al to the
just
internet.
relax.
All right.
Ellen.
Well, today we're
There's
talking
that.
about
Hush, hush.
2016's Hush. And so, in honor of Maddie from the movie, who's deaf and mute, we are going to do the rest of the podcast in sign language.
There's a problem. I don't know sign language.
I don't know any.
I was trying to get. I was like, Dave, do you know that one? And it was the "I love you" one,
Oh, really?
right?
Yep.
And he ignored me, 100%.
I held a thumbs up through the computer monitor, but I don't know if any of you saw it.
Yeah. No, we did not. So I thought it was really amusing because we were last night. Dave asked, "Do we have Shudder?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I was gonna put it on there, and I told him that I hadn't watched it yet. And he
Well,
like,
it was on there, just not on the normal main page.
Yeah.
I had to go like to the apps section.
Yeah. And so I logged it in, and of course I made the password ridiculously long for no reason, which is fine on a computer, but like when you're trying to type it on a screen with a remote, it's annoying.
I know. That'll drive you
One
crazy.
thing at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then he failed the first time.
I did.
Yeah.
Of course I did.
Yeah.
'Cause
Of course. Yeah.
I didn't capitalize the second letter correctly. But so we got it fired up and decided we're just both going to watch it instead of watching it separately. And I got it set up and started playing. And then Dave went into the kitchen to make food to watch a movie about a deaf lady who can't speak. So it's very visual.
Well, I heard most of the beginning anyways.
You just heard coughs and farts.
No, actually, all I
That's the
heard
thing
was the
about deaf
goddamn
people, they
dogs
fart
running
all the
around
time.
like assholes.
You heard what? Say
I
that again?
said all I heard was the damn dogs running around like
Oh, yeah.
assholes.
Yeah.
So then I couldn't even hear the damn TV. All I was doing is just throwing something in to eat fast. And
That takes away from the experience, I guess, because
No, well, because like what had happened was like one of the things it showed was like the book, and it kind of gave a brief description
Oh,
of
yes,
like how
they-
she got meningitis and lost her hearing and some vocal ability.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they had to do some weird. That's like an old school, obvious like TV tactic to kind of give you the backstory of a character, like quick and easy. Like here you
Yeah.
go, just read her bio.
They
fast.
do mention it again later,
Yeah,
but until you get to that point, you're just like, she's deaf. Because it is kind of important to know that she did have hearing at one point. Because as the movie was playing, I was talking to Dave about it. I'm like, I don't like the fact that like she shouldn't be spatially aware of her ability to make sound. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I would argue there's parts in the movie where she doesn't, and she pays for it.
There's some key points that she's real quiet and she shouldn't be able to be that quiet.
Well, there's one where she's scaling down, she's trying to scale down the wall, and obviously you're going to make noise. And so the guy comes and she fucking gets, that's right when she gets shot in the leg with the crossbow.
But just before that, she climbed out a window onto a metal roof and silently scaled across that.
Okay. There's
Yeah, but
criticisms.
at the same time, I mean, you can easily understand the concept of sound. You know what I mean? So she knows if she jumps up to the window and pounds her feet on the roof, she knows it's going to make a lot of noise. So just the
Well,
logical step would be to move as slow as possible.
If she had never had hearing, would she know that?
Well, obviously, she
Not
knows that
necessarily.
she knows the
Yeah.
sounds that are loud enough create a vibration.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
did like that she put her
You would
hand
know
up.
that, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, you can kind of feel like if she had hearing at one point, she could probably sync sound to the thought of like, oh, if I'm kind of tiptoeing a bit or putting pressure on the ground in this way, it's not going to make as much noise.
Oh shit. It's a great point, but I think we should do our ratings quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So this was kind of a hodgepodge of an idea that we just kind of threw together. I think it was Donnie's idea. Like, was like, I think this is a good movie, and we were all like, sure,
Oh yeah.
sounds good. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I gave it a 8.5.
That's it.
Wow.
All right.
Oh, that's good for Opie.
Yeah.
I think so. I thought it was a good movie. I don't really have to. We'll get
You
into
got
it.
these written down?
I don't.
I'll
I
go
do not.
next because I was also thinking 8.5.
8.5 and an
It's a
8.5.
solid movie.
Yeah.
Here comes Alan in here with a 3.
Actually, I was gonna go 7.
Nice.
I'm gonna start with a 7
Okay.
because I didn't hate it. I didn't love it,
That's fair, I think.
but changed my mind. Let's talk about it.
I'm gonna try.
Convince
I'm
me,
gonna try.
boys.
It was the makeup and effects.
Oh my god, you and your fucking.
Yeah, it's no Slither, but it was real solid.
Yeah.
All right, what did you say, Al?
Sweet fly.
7?
Yeah, I gave it a 7.
Donnie, what did you say?
8.5.
I got him marked for now, and we'll change him after.
Nice.
Dog's being an asshole tonight now.
Yeah.
Be quiet about it.
Well,
I like
yeah.
how mine's actually behaving himself this time, and
Did you give it a rating, Dave?
I am going to also say 8.5.
Wow.
Ah,
See,
I
I
enjoyed
figured
it.
that you guys.
And it actually could have been a little bit higher, but there's a couple moments that bothered me a little bit.
Okay.
And we'll get to that when we get to the get shot in the leg scene. And
okay. That's fair,
So
whatever.
Dave
Yeah,
was
All right.
very not Dave during this movie.
Why?
Because normally I expect him to be more of like a, well, that wouldn't work that way, and you know, like the whole diesel thing is my favorite thing to bring up. When he was like, diesel pumps can't explode like that, right?
well, I mean,
Yeah, I know.
under pressure and fumes, but diesel's not explosive.
Not the liquid. Like,
No.
that is such a
It burns
Dave
hot.
thing too. Because
Very
when you
hot.
guys were doing the I believe it was Scream, and I believe somebody mentioned it that they were expecting Dave to talk about the garage door and how like, oh, that wouldn't work right with the weight, or
Yep.
it was like functionally wrong. And before that was brought up, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh, Dave's not gonna like that.
But no,
Dave,
Dave
I
was
think
all
he
for
went
it.
on to defend it a little bit too.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I could hold up a
Yeah.
fucking human.
And it was weird
Well,
because I
it
didn't
depends
expect
on
it.
the garage door, like the one in our big garage. Oh yeah, that I could hang on that thing and it'd reef me right up.
All right.
That old one.
Huh.
So it depends on which one. Now the ones in the little garage, no. You put even a little bit of pressure and they stop and they'll go back down.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example, listeners, of what we're referencing. Dave's a very smart, technical person, so he's very
On
like
occasion.
he'll get to the facts of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun to watch this with Dave because there were parts where we were talking about like when he got hit in the arm with the hammer, when she got shot in the leg.
She got her hand stomped on.
that.
Oh,
was
that was
brutal.
brutal.
That was fucking brutal.
Yeah,
But
that
to
turned
start
into
with
a-
the claw hammer in the arm, I mean, that. I don't know. That went in pretty deep.
You'd be bleeding for sure.
he was
Yeah.
bleeding.
You'd
not
be
much.
like, you need to fucking wrap. You need a tourniquet. Like,
And
He
took
did.
And he took a fucking arrow in the left shoulder pretty hard.
Yeah, he should have taken an arrow to the
I
fucking
love
neck.
that because
Yeah,
that
to
was
the
right when he
fucking
was
knee.
like putting his hands around the cat's neck.
Yeah, he was gonna kill the cat.
Yeah.
And I yelled out, "Don't fuck with cats!" And I don't know if you guys have seen that documentary,
No.
but it's a pretty brief description of that. Is like some dude was, you know how like the internet is a scary nightmare hellscape.
Yeah.
Well, some dude was like videotaping himself torturing cats,
Okay.
and it pissed off the internet community. And so they started looking into this guy, and little by little, he was like ramping up to be a murderer.
Yeah.
And he did kill somebody, and it was because of the internet sleuths because he started fucking with cats that he ended up getting caught.
Dang.
Because otherwise the police didn't give a shit.
Huh. Yikes.
I
That's
think you're gonna have to tape her mouth shut tonight.
pretty weird story. So let's see. What does it start? She's an author. She's staying at this house alone, like renting a cabin or something, or what
I
was
thought
it?
it was her actual house.
Maybe it was her
She-
actual house.
She's
sure.
she's struggling to write her next
Her
book.
second novel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it starts off with her hanging out with her friend who's learning sign language. And you get a lot of, you learn about the voice in her head and that it's from her mom from when she was a kid.
And she foresees tons of endings, and that's where she's having the most problem.
Yeah. She calls it her writer's brain. So right there, it kind of clarifies a lot of the story that's coming up.
I kind of called that shit was going to make a play at the end. Like, I was like, she can see all these, different endings in her stories. That's definitely going to,
Yeah.
she's going to see something.
So did you see her when she got killed?
Yeah, I knew, like, as soon
He
as,
called it right away.
as soon as, like, she, like, he
brick.
came after her, I was like, oh, she's seeing this this is in her head.
That's good though, right?
As soon as he starts seeing her face getting smashed with a brick, it was pretty evident at that point. It's like, okay, well, clearly this movie would be over at this.
Yeah, this is not how this movie ends.
No.
It's part of what brings the score up for me though, is like I think that sequencing is really fucking cool.
You don't think
I like-
that's overdone?
I mean,
No.
yes. There's and when we get in the weeds of it, I think there's like overall stuff with this that does kind of bore me when it comes to just shit that's been done or overused tropes and shit. But I just like the way it was visualized here. I thought it was really cool.
There were definitely parts that I called because it was like one of those things where I think I've seen too many movies,
Kind of derivative.
But I did genuinely love the idea of a deaf lady fighting off somebody. And I think they could have played more into him fucking around
What do you mean?
intentionally, like being in the house more and like messing with her.
Okay.
I think they could have done more of that.
It is interesting that he breaks into the house, does nothing, leaves the house voluntarily, and then he can't get back in.
Oh, he can though. He said he could get in
Oh,
at
yeah,
any
he said
time.
you
But
could
he
get
never
in at
does.
any
Why the
time.
hell doesn't he? Because he tries. He bangs the
I
shit
think
out
he
of
was-
the-
He's
That-
enjoying fucking with her.
Yes. And I think that they should have played more into showing him fucking with her instead of us being in that like tension of like, when is he going to come in?
Let me ask each of you this. Does him taking off the mask, is that a positive or a negative?
Very
I
big negative for her.
liked
Very
it.
negative.
Ooh.
You liked it.
I liked it in the sense of the movie. For her, she was fucked.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I really liked it because it showed kind of like it's a good show of his motives that like this is just a guy doing this because he fucking wants to. And she's just like, please, I didn't see your face. You can just go. We'll forget about this. And he just takes off the mask. He's like, well, now you don't have an excuse. So
Yeah.
I'm doing this.
Yeah. I liked it too. But why did you think it was a bad thing? I can see how it would. Like,
No. I said it was negative for her
Yeah, he said
because
for
the
her.
minute that mask came off, it sealed her finality. She's
Yeah.
done.
For doom.
Yep.
I get it.
I'm gonna die because now I seen his face.
I've seen some people criticize that, and I'm kind of like every other slasher, they leave the mask on. This guy, the whole point is that he's crazy. So I
Mhm.
like that he takes the mask off.
Very modern.
Yeah. Even though I love the mask. The mask was good too.
The mask was interesting.
Yeah.
It was different.
It's
which is-
kind of nonchalant. I don't know.
Would you guys say that this movie did a good job at keeping the suspense up?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I think
Above
so.
average.
Well, it was too much of just her trying to escape, which again, I think it would have been more interesting if it was more of him fucking with her because she can't hear anything instead of her just constantly trying to get out of the house where
I think
that's
it's gonna
really the
have to-
only safe place she has in her mind,
I I think you're gonna have to get your dog in a triangle.
That doesn't even make sense.
Nighty night time.
I have something for that though that I think it is kind of cool when you pair it up with her weird writer sense, right? Where she has that scene where she's playing through the shit and she's like, this doesn't work. Okay, there's only one option. Fight back or whatever the hell she said, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But
Kill 'em.
she's like, okay, running, you're dead. Hiding, you're dead. And I do think it's kind of cool that like, oh, she kept trying this shit, and then when she finally like sat and thought about it with her writer shit, she's like, there's no options, so that leaves one option.
You mean with
like
the-
like it is kind of shoehorned in, but I like it.
You mean with her voice that it was her mom's?
Yeah.
Yep. Kill him.
Yeah.
What, do you got a problem with that? Even though that's funny.
So I think that
She thought it was her thought. The one thing that he
Kill him,
doesn't
Mommy.
expect. Kill him.
I think it was stupid that they used her mom's voice. Like
What?
they claim that it was her mom's voice instead of like I get the fact that they had to explain.
I
Her
thought you
inner
were going
di-
to like
di-
that.
I liked it.
I thought that was going to answer a question for you, and you're going to be like, wow, cool. Now I understand. Because I
What
don't know if-
question did you think I was
I
going to
don't know.
have?
Well, that's probably the last voice that she actually heard before.
Right. And it would be like
Yeah.
the prominent one
Why
she thinks
even
of.
make that a fucking thing?
You don't even know your own
Oh.
voice necessarily,
Al's
So-
kind of turning me here.
But why
I'm
even
sort of in
mention it
between.
at all?
Let's see. I thought it was interesting to know that about
That is
Somebody
a
who-
useless fact.
It is
Cool character
It
development.
definitely establishes that she has a voice in her head
Oh
That's-
my lord.
that's like running through scenarios, and I thought that was the whole point of the like mom's voice,
Wrap her up in a blanket.
and so I liked it.
Make her go
I
night
kinda-
night.
I liked it. I thought it was interesting. I thought Al would like that. I thought he thought that was,
I didn't mind it. I thought it was all right.
yeah.
Didn't bother me a bit.
So
Because, I mean, everybody's got some kind of voice in their head. I mean, when you think, I mean,
yeah,
it may not be necessarily 100% like vocal, but
yeah, we all got a voice in our head, It's not as yeah, we all
Mhm.
think. Every thinking person does. So,
I don't know.
Let's see.
You got any like big negatives before I say mine?
Who, huh? What?
No, I think my negative, my only criticisms would really be having to relate to her making noises as a deaf person, but I really don't want to criticize it too much because I thought they did a pretty decent job at covering those tracks. Like when I thought, oh, she's fucking being noisy, like she got shot, So
I did like the fact that she didn't scream
Ooh, yeah.
yeah,
because I told this to Dave last
She
night.
probably can't scream.
She has okay, so that's part of it. So I'm always complaining in movies that people are like using flashlights and like when they're supposed to be sneaky,
yeah.
and then like always with the eep or the
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So she did two things. She covered her mouth when she was underneath that porch.
Yeah.
Even though she like barely made a noise, she covered her mouth because she knew that that was not a good thing to do. And then also when she got shot, she didn't vocalize it. Now I know that it's a part of the story that she lost some of her vocal ability.
Most of
Yeah.
the like vocal, she can like whisper, but she
Yeah.
can't, like fully speak.
But I also liked that she didn't scream. And I did kind of get sucked out of the movie because then it made me think of, is this like our perspective of inside her head? That's how she hears herself scream? Or does she not have the ability to scream? And it's really weird that the dude just stands there and stares at her while she screams.
He's a weirdo. He's a freak.
He's a
man.
very, very weirdo.
Yeah.
He's like stabbing her friend and like staring at Maddie.
Okay, about that,
There's just I think that is like an excellent play on that she's deaf. It's a scary thing.
that was way too
know?
sexual of a stabbing.
Maybe he was turned on.
It was
Yeah.
awkward.
I guess I didn't notice that.
I didn't
but
notice that either, I
I don't
guess.
know.
Just look at him. He's like leaning up against her, and he's like, and he's just staring over her shoulder at the deaf lady.
I don't know, man. I didn't see it, but you know,
I thought it was weird.
maybe it was definitely like close and brutal.
Yeah.
There's some brutal stuff in this movie.
Oh,
was
and
he
Maddie-
was he aware that she was deaf when
Initially,
he
I
was
don't
stabbing
think
her
so.
I
friend?
think he figured it out as the neighbor lady was trying to like get her attention, and she was just getting ignored.
Yeah.
And then
when she was talking to the other friend or sister or whoever that was on the computer. and he
Yeah, that
picked
was
up
after
on the conversation.
that was after he got in, but he had already like tapped on the glass. Like, the fuck?
Okay, here's my next question. Do you think that he would have just murdered her if he didn't find out that she was deaf on that laptop? He wouldn't have been like,
I think he already knew she was deaf because he was tapping on the glass trying to get her
yeah,
attention.
that's true. That's true. And like stabbing her up against the glass.
Yeah.
See, I thought it was a good play on like she's deaf. That's the whole point of this movie. How does this play? How does this affect the invasion? You know?
I thought it was really interesting, but I don't hate this movie. I thought it was pretty good, but like I feel like there could have been more to it. But that's not really a fair way to rate things either.
Who's got negatives? Dave?
So, the two kind of little ones, the claw hammer, that clearly should have made that arm a little bit more useless. But yet he almost acted like it never happened, later. But
Yeah.
if somebody's crazy enough, maybe it wouldn't affect him that much. Or if
Yeah.
he's on something, who knows. And then the arrow in the shoulder, hitting that socket like that would fuck up your arm pretty good. It'd be pretty rough to move that around. Hitting
That's
any of
fair.
that muscle, that would be nasty. Then the one that bothered me the most is after she got shot and he was climbing up that trellis.
I was going to mention this too.
Yeah, and she had the damn arrow there. And instead of hitting him, why didn't she just go psycho on him and stab him in the throat? Anything.
She hadn't learned that move yet.
Also,
well,
She
that
had
would have been
the
the first thing
DLC
in my
unlocked.
head.
Yeah.
do you guys remember like towards the end of the movie when she's doing like Donnie was talking about where she was going through all the scenarios and then she finally ended with kill him, right?
Yeah.
Me and Dave were like, why was that not the option in the fucking first place?
That would have been early on.
You should have figured that out
Yeah.
in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll argue. I feel kind of the same way because that's a life or death kind of situation. But I guess to try to, I don't know, be on the other side of it is like you're still like nobody's really trained. like the average person isn't like prepared to take a life or just harm.
Yeah.
And with all the other things happening in this situation, I guess like you're not in the clear state of mind to make decisions like, oh well, this would be the most effective. Like she's probably in a panic. She's not like fully in that mindset to be able to make just the most well-informed decisions there.
She
So like it's
found
easy to
her
watch it
friend
and
murdered.
Yeah, see, so the way I would kind of argue against that slightly because it's in those situations, it's usually a fight or flight response. And she clearly wasn't 100%
Yeah.
trying to.
she's
run.
struggling with it. So why would she jump to just like
What do you mean?
But she hit
Just
him,
jump-
in the
she
neck.
hit him in the face. She lashed out already. And she had the arrow in her hand.
Yeah,
She could have easily. That would have been just a natural thing.
I don't know if I
you know.
would have thought about that.
Well,
Plus,
what?
she's thinking
I don't know.
She's got that crossbow. She's like, I want to use this crossbow, but I'm too weak for it right
Yeah.
now. I've got to take it inside so I can load this motherfucker and shoot him in between the eyes.
But I mean, when he was coming
she
up
was
the
struggling
trellis
to load it.
and she hit him and knocked him off.
Yeah, she should have stabbed him because he climbed.
She
up,
had it in
he
her
put
hand.
the
All she would have
fucking-
had to do is just boom. I mean, she kept going for a knife, and she had a knife on her most of the time.
I guess.
So I mean, she had that mentality already. You know,
I don't know.
I don't know.
But in the
if I
form of
would've-
I want this for defense.
But
It,
he was coming
I
up
want
after
to
her.
avoid using it.
He had already shot her.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know if I would have went to that move either. I don't know. I might have kicked him off too. You know, I don't know. That's
How would that save you?
I don't know.
I don't. Well, it buys you time, so you can.
You know
get
what else
inside.
buys
For
you
him
time?
to climb back up again.
Well,
You
by
know?
then you can maybe learn how to load that thing, which is weird because she does that, and he sits there and watches her as she like trying to load it.
I had told Dave like after like the however many tries, I was like, this is starting to hurt my fingers. Just watching her fail and fail and fail.
Was this movie like technically accurate? Was it?
It's not easy to pull those things back.
I can't imagine.
Depends on the crossbow.
Of course, you'd say that.
No, it does because like mine actually has a gear.
Yeah, it
Like
has
you,
a crank
you wrap
for
the
it.
thing, you can crank and it pulls
Yeah.
it back.
That
and
one
then you
could
just-
have, for all we know, but she just didn't know.
I
how to
didn't see
operate
it on there.
Right.
Yeah, she's got them
Manual.
typing fingers.
If you gave me a crossbow, I would probably like.
I did
know
like
how
that
to
he
do
was
this.
like, not as easy as it looks. Somebody knows my pain now.
He was like cocky, sort of. Yeah.
Oh, and she fucking pissed me off too.
Why?
When she got the neighbor guy killed.
That I can see that reaction though, because she didn't know what they're saying
Yeah.
because they're not facing her, so she couldn't read the lips, and she's trying to warn him.
Yeah, instead
Him.
it backfired real hard.
Yep.
That was brutal too.
But I thought that was pretty realistic. I mean, it sucked, but
And good on that guy, that
it's kind
killer
of funny
guy,
though.
for seizing the opportunity that he was given.
Well, he even afterwards he said he was like, God, I'm so glad she was there because I don't think I could have taken you.
Yeah.
That guy could have fucked him up.
Yeah, and he almost did, but he ran out.
Oh, he was gonna.
He ran out.
It was
of the
almost
life
over.
force.
And that's what we were laughing. It's like he's trying to choke him, but he
ran
had
out
the
of
power.
hearts.
All he had to do is grab that chin. He could have broken that neck.
Yeah.
I
He
mean,
just didn't have the hearts.
Didn't have
He
the
probably
hearts. Is
just
that a
been-
Zelda reference?
Yep. He just ran out of life force.
Bloop, bloop.
And then, the boss was still there. He still had some hearts.
Yep. You needed to break that jar and get those.
See, this is
Yeah.
all so suspenseful.
Just don't get the
good.
rupees.
I was
Think
just gonna
about
say,
it.
then
To
you
find
get
that
fucked
fairy
and you get
fountain.
rupees
You know?
instead.
Only one of Dave's things is kind of a tactical criticism.
Yep, that was. I mean, like I said, it kind of. I mean, the hammer and the arrow to the guy. You'd think it would have screwed him up a little more.
Don't
Yeah, he shouldn't have been able to reload that crossbow with a fucked up forearm.
Well,
That's fair. Maybe he used his left hand or something.
Because if Dave's gonna argue, well, maybe it's adrenaline. I was like, she shouldn't be limping if it's fucking adrenaline. She had just got shot and then she was
took
limping.
An arrow through your leg. You'd be limping.
but that's what I was talking about.
I'm
If she
saying
took
you
it
can
right in the
limp.
meat, right in the heart of the leg. That's gonna suck every time you move that leg. Every muscle is gonna pull around.
Yeah, but
that
with the
wound.
adrenaline of almost
Mhm.
getting murdered, like as soon as she got in the window and closed the window, then I could be like, oh fuck, now it hurts. But like until then, like if you never like sliced your hand open,
Well, I had an incident where I was in extreme pain and I had to get up quick because it was an emergency and the pain disappeared like that.
yeah,
And it was real pain. So
there was that time you face planted and knocked your two front teeth out and ran home.
yeah, it happens, man. You can just work right through
Yeah,
that
yeah.
pain.
You ran home like a mile and a half.
Damn.
No shoes. You just fucking went. You just ran.
I don't-
Just
I-
ran.
Yeah,
Did you grab your teeth?
No,
No, he did not.
never saw him again. Yeah. So let's see.
But that's the power of adrenaline.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
So according to PBS and that weird green dinosaur, you're supposed to put him in a glass of milk.
I do not know what you were referencing, but I will believe
I don't
that that's a
remember
thing.
exactly
This is
what it was,
making
but
my
it had
teeth
something to
hurt,
do with
honestly.
some cartoony thing where they knocked out a tooth and they told them to put it in a glass of milk to bring it to the dentist and
I have
they
heard
can
that,
save it.
but
I don't know. That was from when I was a kid.
I never saw
One of those stupid things that I remember.
the only dinosaur I remember from a kid is Barney
And that bitch was purple.
Crickets.
and Dino.
Who's Dino?
Dino. Oh, he's from the Jetsons or something? No,
Flintstones.
The Flintstones, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dino from that dinosaur.
Yabba
from the
dabba
Jetsons.
fucking do, bitch.
Anyway,
The only dinosaurs that I kind of remember is the one that always hit the dad with the frying
Oh, yeah,
pan.
yeah, yeah.
Not the mama.
Yeah, that's called just dinosaurs, I think.
what did you think of Kate Siegel?
So
She's the deaf lady.
that's the deaf lady.
How
She
was her
looks so.
performance?
Actually, the first thing I asked Dave about her, I was like, "Is that lady from Chuck?" Because she looked so much like that. I don't know if you've ever seen the show Chuck. You probably haven't, Opie.
Yeah,
She has something
Close.
called The Life of Chuck in her.
In her IMDb.
which is another Mike Flanagan movie.
Donnie did some research on Flanagan. Did you guys already talk about that?
No, not yet.
Not
Because
yet.
me and Al were talking about this a little bit before starting this. Like we both had the thought of like Mike Flanagan. That name's fucking familiar, but like, what the fuck did he do? So I started like looking up shit, and first off, he's her. Okay, let me rewind a little bit. Kate Siegel's first novel in this movie, her character is the first novel she wrote is called Midnight Mass, which is a series, a TV show that Mike Flanagan created for Netflix. If you haven't watched it, real solid. But Kate Siegel and Mike Flanagan, well, Mike Flanagan's casted her in like goddamn everything he's made, but he created a lot of shows and a lot of other, not a lot of movies, but he created Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor. In movies, he directed Gerald's Game, Doctor Sleep.
See, we watched
movie
both of those
called
movies, and those were really good. And I think that's where
Yeah.
I remember Mike Flanagan from.
He directed Before I Wake, Ouija, Origin of Evil, not to be confused with the other Ouija that is like the quote unquote first,
The
which is
original.
hilariously bad. And a movie called Oculus, which is it's a pretty popular film.
Have you ever seen that one?
Yeah,
I have one in my room.
Is it good?
I enjoy it. I think it's good.
Oculus.
I hear a lot of good
But I'm-
things about that one, but I've never seen it.
What's it about?
I'm also
I don't know.
easy to please, so
Hey, Donnie, do you know what Oculus was about?
it's about a haunted mirror and these siblings that had hauntings when they were younger,
Oh, okay.
and they go back to like try to prove that the mirror is haunted.
Oh.
In
Okay.
a sense,
Sounds cool.
I haven't seen that one then.
it's good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, people say it's really good. Yeah, I always hear about.
Yeah. But I hit, so like Midnight Mass is apparently tied into this excellent show. Haunting of Hill House is one of my favorite shows ever because it's so beautifully written. But yeah, those are all like Mike Flanagan things.
Did you
Cast,
mention that he
Kate
was,
Siegel a lot?
Did you mention that they were married?
I did not.
Oh, well, yeah,
But
they were
they were married. Hence why she's casted a lot.
married. yeah,
She's in a bunch of those, huh?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I saw something where they were writing this together, and they were writing it so that Mike Flanagan was kind of outside of the apartment trying to get in, and they were using some of those experiences to kind of play around to see how would you break in and what would you do.
Interesting.
Do you want to know what else you just made me think of that I called?
What?
I knew she was going to feel his breath on the back of her neck.
Really? I
Yeah.
can see that.
I was like sitting there going like, making like
She had some Matrix
Yeah.
moves in this movie. Because there was one
that was
after
a
she
close
gets-
call.
She gets shot in the legs. She looks down, and
He shoots.
He shoots and she shoots back and misses it.
Yeah.
You know,
And then
And that's after she experiences the crack that is her perfect ending. And I gotta kill this dude.
Yep. And
Turned
then
into fucking Neo.
yep. And then there's the knife one with the shower.
Knife in the bathtub.
She's
She
good.
narrowly misses getting stabbed in the neck and stabs him in the knee.
Yep. I liked that because it's like she is facing away and doesn't know where she's stabbing. So if
exactly. Like I was gonna give it shit,
yeah,
but I was like, yeah, she just fucking swung.
yeah. So it's gonna hit him somewhere random.
That's fair.
Would you guys say she is, in comparison to other horror movies, arguably a really smart protagonist?
Yeah.
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 I mean, she is. I think the dumb thing that she does is she keeps trying to leave the house.
Yeah, I don't know why she wants to get the fuck out of there so much. And which reminds me of another thing that I
Well-
do have as a negative. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was going to say the fact that he claimed he could easily get in, it's not really a safe haven for her.
Well,
So trying to get away to get
Yeah, but how
help.
much is that true? You know,
Well, he clearly got in.
I think that they should have showed more of him getting in and out. But oh man, I lost what I was gonna say now. I
Well,
lost
it's
my own
because
train of
she
thought.
left the door open for the cat.
For the first time he got in,
Yeah.
yes. But I think that it would have been more fun to show him sneaking in and out in different ways. And like fucking with her when she's inside and then being outside when she like goes to look for him or something.
yeah. I would have liked to see her try to like not like Home Alone, but like hunker down, like arm up and hunker down.
You did that
You
did
know.
remind me of what I was gonna say. One of the negatives that I have is that they didn't utilize the use of shadows enough.
Ooh.
Oh, that would have been good.
They did one scene, and I don't even know if it was on purpose, when he went and stabbed the tires, right?
Yeah.
And then he walked off into the darkness. But I think like that just happened. But I think it would have been cooler if he would have like backed into the darkness and disappeared, and then she wouldn't have been able to know where he was, and then he like fucks with her some more, you know?
Yeah. So
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, you go. You go.
I was just gonna say I do kind of agree that I think there was a lot of wasted time and space in those bits where it's like we're on her. We don't know what he's doing outside. Like they could have used that time for like him to do shit instead of just nothing really happening because he's circling the house. Like
Yeah.
he had so much to his advantage.
They really made it seem like all he was doing was walking in circles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true. You want to know something fascinating I'm reading here? The budget for this movie is $1 million.
2016, that's pretty much chump change.
I know. That's fascinating.
But it is only a one location,
Small cast.
probably his own fucking house.
Yeah. It's a married couple, I suppose. Yeah. Gosh. But that's,
Does it show what it grossed?
I'm going to look that up because goddamn.
I mean, it was distributed by Netflix, so I would imagine it went right to streaming.
Interesting that it wasn't on Netflix.
looks like it grossed 13.6 million worldwide.
Good.
That's a good show. That's
Dang.
success.
Yeah. Well, gosh, now it says this movie had an estimated budget of $21 million.
Either way, anything over one is a success.
I wonder how much money they spent on getting the very esteemed Michael Trucco from the classic film The Bye Bye Man.
What?
They Michael Trucco's in it. He's the boyfriend.
Okay, that guy looked really fucking familiar, and I couldn't remember what
Yeah. From the shit film The Bye Bye Man.
That movie
He was
was
the brother.
Brother.
art.
Yeah. Huh.
That movie was. Wait, are you fucking with me right now? That was the brother.
What the hell?
Yeah.
It did
You
have.
mean to tell me that it was this guy?
What do you think I am, have a flashlight?
He fathered that girl.
All right. They look completely different. I thought he was huskier in the other one, in the Bye Bye Man. And in this one, he was all
I think
jacked
so.
and ripped and ready to kick some ass to a cop,
When did
not
the hell-
cop.
The hell did the Bye Bye Man came out in 2017, so somewhere between 2016 and 2017, that guy just ate a bunch of Hostess.
That's fair. Wait, why Hostess?
I don't know, just first thing that
Twinkies.
popped in my head.
There you go.
Oh, when did Zombieland come out? Maybe Twinkies got super
Ooh.
popular then, and then he indulged.
He jumped on that. bandwagon.
Zombieland came out in 2009.
Do you want to hear the fun statistics on deaf people?
Yes, I would love to hear it.
All right. According to 2021 American Community Survey, ACS, about 11 million people in the United States, or 3.6% of the population, consider themselves deaf or have serious difficulty hearing. It is more, men are twice as likely to experience hearing loss than women.
It's because we listen to stupid music all the time, and
More than half the people with hearing loss or deafness are 65 or older. And less than 4% are under 18.
okay,
So this girl was a statistical anomaly.
yeah, well, not really, because she had meningitis.
Well, you know, she was younger than 18. When
She survived meningitis, which is a miracle in itself.
I don't
Yeah.
really know what that is. I should Google
It's
that.
2024. We can call it womengitis now.
It's they them
People
gitis.
gitis.
Because she
People
suffered from
It's
they
people
themgitis
gitis.
at age 13.
All right. So
I would also like to point out that when you asked if we would like to if we would like to know some stats about deaf people, Al replied with, "I would love to hear it," which is wildly offensive.
Fair enough. I actually was gonna tease him about the way that he couldn't get out the word statistic, and then I decided against it halfway through my sentence and was like, I would love to hear it.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, me too." And then after a second, wait a second.
yep, very highly offensive. All right. So,
Rude.
yeah. Have you ever been deaf before?
Yeah.
Can't say I have.
Yeah, you have. You've been on an airplane.
That's not deaf.
It's deaf for like moments when your like ears are popping and you're like frustrated.
Mom,
Yeah, it's just
Mom.
painful.
Was that Archer?
Yep.
that was a reference to Archer. Yeah.
Nice. This movie was an hour and 22 minutes, which is a really nice, quick. It's a easy
That's
story,
longer
low
than it
budget.
needs to be.
It is not.
90 minutes is the horror movie fucking sweet spot.
This is
That's
almost,
an hour and a half.
Yeah, this is less than 90 minutes.
Oh, I thought you said 120 minutes.
It's an hour and 22 minutes.
My bad. Then we're right in the sweet spot.
We are right in the sweet spot. What else? Anybody else have a negative? Donnie, you got any negatives?
Not really. I mean, overall for me, I'm just like the whole plot of stuck in house person trying to break in is why it's not like a higher score for me, I guess. I don't know. There's more interesting stories out there.
I'm going to mention this. Every time that I set up Opie for when he shows up, I move my expensive chair over to his spot. And then every time I take it back, he has already fucked with the settings. Last week, the handle for the lock of the like leaning back thing was just on the ground. And he always lowers one arm more than the other arm.
That's crazy.
You'd think I was intentionally fucking with
And he
him.
just now realized that like the armrests come off
Yeah.
because they're magnetically attached.
Yeah, so this is fun.
And so he's just over there click clacking
This is
away.
just like a lot of toys with a chair.
They don't come up easy though.
So many things.
No,
to
you
fuck
gotta give it a
around
little pull. And so he's just looking at it like, what the fuck is this? They don't go the other way because there's a notch in it for the button.
I know.
Anyway, you guys reminded me of something that is a thing that I always want to happen in horror movies, and it never happens. And this left me with that same fucking question
Okay.
that I always want to know, and I never get the answer.
What's that?
How the fuck are you going to explain this? Right? Because it always ends with the cops rolling up.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you're gonna be like, I fucking can't speak. I'm deaf.
Yeah, but
I murdered everybody in the area.
I wanted to see that explanation when the cops walk up and they're like, because that's all she can hear from them, right? And so she like writes it down, and then she's like getting frustrated because they're like trying to. It's having a conversation with somebody who can't understand you, and you can't hear what they're fucking saying. The only person that you know that almost knows sign language is dead on your back porch.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, it may be a real small town, and they may be local, and they may know her.
Yeah, regardless,
Right.
I want that
So
part of the
maybe
movie.
they can sign.
I want to see.
You want to see the monotonous, like.
You
horror-
always whine about being bored in movies.
put it
That would
in-
be boring
put it
as
as like
shit
a-
at the end. Her going, trying to explain to them as they're going, I don't get it.
have that
And then trying to
happen
talk to her?
while the credits are rolling.
That's horse shit.
Have that
I
happen
feel like
while
that's-
the credits are rolling.
Okay.
That's
in
more
every
fitting.
movie. I want that fucking explanation of like, so what the fuck happened?
I think that's
Like,
more
are they gonna
fitting
roll
for
up and
like
like put her in cuffs right away?
a comedy horror.
I
So
don't.
I can't see them doing that with like a serious movie.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tricky one. I don't think they cuff her.
I would
think
like
they
to
do.
see
I
it.
think they would have to cover because they would have to
No.
secure the scene.
They would. Her hand is mangled, bro. She's got an arrow through her leg.
No, she took that
They're
arrow
not
out
gonna
and
be
did,
like, "Oh, you're definitely the killer."
She
Lady with
doesn't have an arrow in her
wound,
leg because
all
she
of-
took it out and then didn't stab him
she's
with
all
it.
bloody and mangled, bro. She's
My-
deaf. She's
You get-
like, I can't.
Yeah, but she can get her laptop out and typey type.
She did. She did already.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about in my fake scenario where she's trying to explain herself.
Your fake scenario is stupid.
Have it happen while the credits are rolling. Have you never really just been like at the end of the movie, like, how the fuck are you going to explain this?
No, because I'm like, it's like,
You
do
just
you
think
watch
that
your
all
main
the cops
character
are
go
going to be
take a
like,
shit? No, you don't need
innocent.
to know all this stuff. It's not cinematic. That's why you don't watch it. Your scenario sucks.
I just want to hear the explanation. That's it.
Did you take points off for that?
No, but you're fighting me so hard on this that now I'm gonna.
I gotta pick on you.
You're gonna make me lower it for something that didn't even. It's not even a part of the movie.
That and you fucked with his chair.
It's
He
fucked
does that
with,
every
yeah.
time. It's fine.
fucked with for sure. There's just a lot of
And for some
adjustments to
reason,
make
he
on this
flips
chair.
around the back cushion, like the lumbar support pillow. He flips that
I don't
around.
know what the fuck this shit
I
is.
feel like-
Anyway,
That's a
go up
cool
here.
No,
side of
it's
the
a
pillow
lumbar
kind
support
of
pillow.
thing.
It goes behind your back.
I leave it perfectly for you. For you, all you have to do is sit. That's it. That's all you have to do is walk in and sit on the chair.
I got way too much ADHD to just like sit in a chair.
Al's got like fucking like warm towels and shit just ready for you,
Yeah,
like
I
a
get him
king,
fucking-
and you're
It's
just
funny.
shitting all over it.
It's funny because he does that, and then he takes this tiny little stool that I have, and he goes and sits on it.
Yeah.
So while I'm in
It's
his
like-
throne,
It's like I get you a fucking cup of perfectly temperature fucking cucumber water, and then you take that and dump it in the sink and run the faucet.
and meanwhile, you dumped out your cucumber water to give me the cup to give me the cucumber water. That's good brother stuff.
Yeah,
All right,
dog.
so should we do ratings again?
Yeah, dog.
yeah.
I'm sticking with 8.5
8.5. I'm sticking with 8. Why do I want to throw things at you right now?
because we're just ramping it up.
Fair enough. So I'll be sticking with 8.5.
I just think it was, like I said, is a solid movie. I really like the play that she's deaf and mute. Never seen anything like that. I'm sure there's other movies that are like that. They're home invasions with a deaf or a blind or, whatever.
A deaf or a blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't know why
that's a
that
good
felt
way to say
offensive.
it, though, because it could be a cartoon with dogs.
Yeah, sure.
So if you say a deaf person, that doesn't apply for maybe a Pixar movie about a deaf lamp.
That's true. Yeah.
You never
What's
know.
that? Isn't there a movie with some guy who's blind and some people break in and he karate kicks their ass?
I don't
Oh,
know. Yeah, that's
Don't
called The
Breathe.
Sandlot.
Don't breathe. That's the
The Sandlot.
one. Okay.
Get it? Because like James Earl Jones was blind in that movie.
Oh, he was.
Forever.
How did you think of that so quickly? You're like,
I don't know.
That was really
a
good.
blind person who's kidnapping people. James Earl Jones.
No, you said a blind guy who's like people are breaking in and they karate kick him or something. And I was like, fucking Sandlot.
James Earl Jones,
James
yeah.
Earl Jones. All these fucking punk ass youths are fucking
He
throwing
had s-
baseballs through his window.
He's
He had
baseball
so many
dude.
baseballs.
Yeah.
Street youths.
Fuck yeah.
This one's from Babe Ruth. All right. So, yeah, 8.5.
So 8.5. All right. Donnie.
Oh, I mean, I might have to lower it to an 8.
Oh, shit.
I think it's still a real solid movie, and I think it's got a lot of cool like cinematography kind of things going on. I think the way they do some of the stuff is still really cool. But I mean, overall for me, it's that like it's just a guy trying to break into a house, kind of bland. I think you did get me thinking about how this film could be better with a lot of like minor changes. And one of them being like, yeah, they did show a lot of just like negative space of just, yeah, they could have had this guy doing more instead of just circling the house like a shark. He did do a lot. He was really cocky. I enjoyed that, but yeah, we'll go with an 8.
So,
Circling like a shark is a good way to say
That
it.
was
you
a
mean
great
you're
way
not
to
going
put
to give
that.
it an extra 0.5 for when he picked up the friend and made her tap on the window?
I almost brought that up earlier, but that did make me laugh. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this fucking guy, he's a joker. But yeah, no, I like almost all of Mike Flanagan's work at this point. Like it's really good. I don't have that much bad to say about it, but 8. It's an 8.
Hell
And
yeah.
Al is going to give it a 6.
No, I'll go with an 8 because I really did like it. I love the concept of it. Although it had me engaged to the point where I bet Dave was probably annoyed with me screaming, "Use the fire alarm!"
She did twice.
Once.
Twice. She used it as a distraction, throwing it
No,
over
that was
the
a
woods.
different
That was
strobe
some
light.
strobe light.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because the other one fucking screams.
Well,
and-
she did it. She used it at the right time with some wasp spray.
Yeah,
You know.
that was
Oh,
good.
That
yeah.
would suck.
Yeah, and then use the fucking
Yeah, Dave did say that too. He was like, "Oh, that's gotta fucking hurt."
right. I bet you'd be scared, kind of too. You'd be like, "Oh fuck."
Have you
I
ever
don't-"
had that stuff mist in your eyes? Like if you're spraying it sucks.
Yeah.
It hurts.
And he took it right to the face.
Yeah,
You'd be
he
scared.
did recover
Eyes are
faster than I would
gone.
hope him to, but
Yeah.
I've
he's
had
also
carb cleaner. I've had all
Yeah.
sorts of crap hit you in the eyes.
Really?
It's not fun. So a direct spray like that, and especially that stuff is designed to kind of foam a little bit and stick.
Yeah.
Fucking
God,
A lighter too. She could.
But yeah, so like that whole end part was really fun to watch. The idea of it was exciting. I loved it. It was not that like the main concept was like it's a bad guy trying to break in, but I loved the twist with her being deaf. And as a bad guy, even though he did circle like a shark, he was very charismatic and like
He was fun.
I could see like if he wouldn't have gotten murdered, I could see him being his own franchise.
That's fair.
Because there's worse serial killers movies
sure.
franchises than this guy.
For my website, there's a list on there that is killers that lack complete anonymity. And
Yeah.
I have to put him on there because, I mean, he's perfect. He's like taking off his mask. He does not care. And
We
there's
didn't
not-
mention the notches of how many people he had killed too.
On the crossbow.
Yeah.
I kind of
didn't-
forgot about that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was when she had it in the
He clearly
bathroom.
doesn't know how to etch things properly.
I don't think that was his main focus when he was doing it.
Well, you think
Or-
you do one at a time and not 1, 5, 4, 2.
Yeah.
That just, I didn't really get
Unless
that.
it was like only like 4 different times he went out, and so like he went out and killed a family of 5.
Oh my god!
Could be.
So
That's
it's like,
possible.
da-da-da.
He had his first kill, and then the next time he killed was like 4. You know, I don't know. See, this shit could be explained in an origin story.
It's true they could do a sequel to this for sure, for sure.
prequel.
But then, what the hell would you call it? Because is he just like going out hunting deaf people?
No, he's just a killer. But he just
She
in
just
this
happened-
movie
Yeah.
he stumbled upon a deaf lady. So you could call it Elroy or whatever the fuck his name is.
Okay.
They'd call it Elroy Origins.
Bobby, fuck this guy.
The off-brand Leslie Vernon.
It did make me think of that just because of the way that he was.
Yeah, because he was just a dude. Because some people would put that as a negative because it takes away from his. He's not as scary. If he leaves that mask on, he's kind of scarier throughout the whole movie. You're wondering who the fuck is this guy.
Yeah.
But
I don't know, personally, the moment he took the mask off to be like, well, you seen me now, I think that's actually more frightening.
Yeah, because it really
Because
is like
it seals your fate. He is going to
He's-
come in.
he's
gonna
letting you
screw
know
with
that-
you until you are going to die.
he's letting you know that I didn't come here by accident. You are chosen to die.
yeah,
Yeah,
Welcome to the
he went
party,
from being
pal.
like a little bit spooky and mysterious to just like fun, like fun and
Psychopathic, yeah.
interesting.
psychopath.
So yeah, 8 is what I'm gonna give it. I went up.
That is going on.
That,
Nice.
Can we get an award count for how many times me and Al agree on a movie?
Ah, yeah, that's not bad.
Oh yeah.
Dave,
Might have to actually put a counter in on there.
where did you
I'll
end up
implement
with it?
that. Oh, I'm going to stick at 8.5. And my reason is it was a good movie.
All right. I mean, like, what else? We just talked about it for an hour.
Yeah. It
I
was
don't have a
good.
whole
It's
lot else
solid
to say.
movie. Yeah.
It
It's
was
good.
a good
Enjoyable.
movie.
We should talk about it. What are we doing next? What's our next theme?
Okay, so just throwing this idea out there. What's the next holiday? Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. I got a movie picked for that one.
Ooh.
All right, so we can go through a list of 4 fucking movies. We got, well, I guess there's only like 2 more weeks
We
left.
got 2 weeks. Should we do? Want to do those 2 movies, the Gore Fest, and then we can do Thanksgiving, and then we can continue on with something else because we got Serbian Film and Cannibal Holocaust. Those are 2 that we've been kind of mulling around, and do we
Those
want to
are
knock
intense.
those 2 out
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving? Because Thanksgiving, it's a horror movie. It's funny.
Yeah, we-
Blunderbuss.
We need. I
You'll
know
see.
I'm gonna rate that one on the higher end. And
Yeah.
I've been rating a lot on the higher end.
Oh,
I think
fuck.
we're
I
due for
remember
some,
you
some
two-
low end movies.
I remember you
Yeah.
2 talking about this fucking movie.
What movie now?
It's called Thanksgiving.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
No, I think it's just Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like I fucking woke up for work one day and you guys were just hammered yelling about fucking blunderbusses.
Blunderbuss.
It was awesome. I was just like, "What the fuck are you guys saying?" And me and Dave just kept going, "Blunderbuss." And he's like, "Whatever. I can't deal with this shit right now. I'm
Is
leaving."
it 2023?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
No.
I think that might be
It's
20.
newer.
I think it's 2024.
Does it got Patrick Dempsey in it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's got McDreamy in it?
Okay.
I don't know. I get a kick out of it. That
It
one's
is,
fun.
it is 2023.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
towards the. It was like.
It's
Why
Yeah,
does
it's
that feel like it
2023.
was so long ago, but it was really just last year? Oh my god.
Because the world has
Amazon and
really
YouTube.
sucked lately.
I'm pretty sure I own that one already.
All right.
I'll
all
have
right.
to look.
On Voodoo.
I think so.
Okay.
Directed by Eli Roth.
Wait.
Ooh, I
I
like,
like
Eli
that.
Roth.
I like that.
It's funny. It's actually
We-
real. I
we-
laughed through. It was good.
We
I'm
could
excited
string
for you
that
guys to see
into
that
maybe do a string of Eli Roth movies.
Yeah, but first things first. I was expecting you to say, I'm the realist.
So,
No.
But that's
You
going to be
guys-
the Thanksgiving one. So what do
yeah,
you want to
we
do
got
until
2
then?
weeks before the
Okay.
Thanksgiving one, right? I think.
Sure.
Pull up the calendar fast.
I do have one for December that we're gonna watch.
Well, technically, we only have 1 week.
So we got to pick one
I mean,
movie.
Thanksgiving is, like what, the 28th range? So we only have the 19th and then the 26th. So we got 1 week. So let's not do the Gore Fest yet. We'll wait until after Thanksgiving for
Okay.
that. I got to kind of prepare for that anyways.
So we got to throw out one random movie before we do Thanksgiving.
I say you pick, Opie.
I
Something-
feel like I just picked Hush.
I
Something
thought
dumb.
I thought
What
it
do we
was
got that's
Donnie's.
stupid?
Donnie
That's a
originally
horror movie.
mentioned it, but I kind of backed it
Yeah.
up and was like, "That's a good one." I think.
Yeah,
we should-
Opie pushed for it.
There's
Yeah.
got to be a dumb horror movie. Let's see. Let's do a quick little.
I've watched a lot of really stupid horror movies lately. There's a really dumb fucking one called Santa's Little Helper I watched.
What is that? Your penis?
No, that's not what I call that.
that's what I call mine.
I like how he's like, that's not what I call that.
Yeah, I told you that in privacy, Al.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
No. Or
You know how sensitive I am about that.
we could do another Eli Roth though beforehand.
Okay, what do you got?
The Green Inferno is the Hostel.
Ugh.
We could do something stupid.
Yeah, I'm down for something stupid.
I got to figure out if it's actually considered.
Do you just Google stupid horror movies and then
No, I think he's got something in mind and he's just trying to find it.
Let's watch the first scary movie.
I'm down.
I mean, all right.
That's a dumb filler, and everybody loves Doofy.
I'm down.
Yeah, okay.
Oh boy, I better
It's a
get.
comedy. It's called a comedy horror, so it classifies.
I better make some room on the board.
You should.
I'm gonna. Don't worry.
Make
So,
room on
scary
what?
movie 1.
The original.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
I'll get plenty of clips for this one too,
All right.
because I know exactly which ones.
I know
that
what you're gonna
want.
play. You're gonna play my ass.
No. Mom told me not to bother me while I'm cleaning my room.
I got an ice pack for your hands, and I'll go get one
I'll
for
get
your
one
head.
for your head.
Oh boy.
I do want to say, check us out on the socials. Leave a comment. I thought it was funny last week. It was the last thing you said was, "Oh yeah, check out the socials," and then you hit the button to. It was just
Yeah, I thought it was funny too. Also, why don't you tell everybody what your stupid website is? Seeing as you mentioned it, but then it was just like, yeah, I got a website, and then there's
Oh.
stuff on it.
It's hindsighthorror.com. Just some horror reviews by me, some
Yeah.
random ones, and some random lists.
Yeah, and what's cool is that you have a Twitter or X or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
and you've had celebrities comment.
Yeah, I've had quite a few. Oh, I should mention we have very sad horror news this week. We lost Tony Todd this week at the age
Who
of 69.
is that?
That would be Candyman.
Never saw it.
Oh,
I
if you
have
ever-
both versions, but
Have
I
you
still
seen
haven't seen-
Hatchet?
No, I have that too.
You mentioned it the other week, but he's in that as well. He's
Final Destination.
Final Destination. He was Death in Final Destination.
I thought there was no.
He was the grave guy.
okay.
He's the one that's telling you about that.
Dave just watched like the new one
That's a good one.
or one of the remake ones.
But yeah, we lost Tony Todd this week, so that's very, very sad.
Yeah.
He was around. He would do all the circuits, and he was in a lot of movies. He was active. He was a very
He's one of those
horror people. One of
Yeah.
the horror icons we lost.
One of those, if you know, guys.
So this movie, Scary Movie, is streaming on Pluto for free, Amazon for free,
I might have it on Vudu.
I'm pretty sure we all have
Freevee,
that movie.
Paramount, Hulu, Fubu, Sling, YouTube, Fandango, and Apple. So
I think I
everybody
might
should be
even
able to-
have it on.
Oh shit! There was
Voodoo.
something I didn't mention
And
about
if I
this
don't
movie.
have it on Vudu, I will buy it because that movie is hilarious.
There's something I didn't mention about
my
this
favorite
movie.
What?
I had told Dave, I was like, this should be a commercial for why not to buy Apple products.
Oh yeah,
Oh, why now?
Because of the way that they're integrated together. And the fact that, like, seeing as he had her phone, he could stop her from accessing the Wi-Fi on her computer.
Is that true?
she was trying to do the Wi-Fi from like the neighbors,
Yeah.
and he logged it out.
Huh? I didn't know you could do that.
Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah. And so,
He
like,
sat there with
'cause-
it where it said enter password, and he was like, hee.
yeah, because Dave was like, why doesn't she call I said, like, call the fucking cops. And Dave's like, he has her phone. I'm like, it's a fucking Apple. Use the goddamn computer. And right as I said that, she like went and got her laptop and went, emergency 911. But then that's when he shut off the internet.
The power.
The Wi-Fi.
That was tricky. So this did cover a lot of plot holes. You know, I thought it was a pretty solid film. It didn't, you know, there's a reason she's trapped in the house. He slashed her tires. He's got her
Who
phone
cares? You can
locked
drive
up.
on rims.
Yeah, but you know,
Oh, and there was one thing that I really wish would have showed up in there, and it's kind of an urban myth, but it does actually work. So she was struggling to get the button to set off the car alarm.
yep.
If you put that fucking fob to your head, it extends the range.
Say what?
Yes, 100%. Try it in a parking lot.
I don't want to give myself brain cancer.
You're getting it from that cell
Yeah, you're
phone
holding
anyways.
the cell phone to your fucking nutsack every day.
You ever actually looked up? They have charts on the radiation that actually.
You don't
comes
need to
off
get
of
into the
devices.
5G.
No. I was just talking about like the radiation that
Yeah.
comes off of certain devices,
Yeah.
I
like
will
cell
say,
phones and.
Scary Movie has Regina Hall, and she's my favorite in the world.
Who is that? Let me look.
Regina Hall, she's the.
Oh, okay.
She's so
Hey.
funny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Is that the one who has that? Oh, no. Okay. So have you guys seen Shameless?
not really.
Yes, I know who you're talking about, and also yes,
So are you saying you know about this new show that's on Peacock?
I don't know about this new show on Peacock.
This, I would think, I don't know if it's considered horror or not, but the premise of it is that when she was younger, she was kidnapped and held captive. But when she got older, she kidnapped him and held him captive. But where
Ooh.
this show picks up at is he got out.
Okay.
And so now she's like, picks up her phone and he's like, you locked up the wrong guy.
Oh boy.
I got out. I know where your friends and family are.
I love Regina Hall. She's my favorite.
Why is she your
Why
favorite?
would you let somebody
She
get
is
out?
so genuinely funny. She
What
is
about Anna
so
Faris?
funny. She's funny too, but I just think Regina Hall is spectacularly funny. So
I gotta go.
we'll
with
talk about it next week.
the
We
guy
will.
who plays Doofy.
It's
David
an
Arquette?
all-star cast. Yeah.
Huh?
Isn't that David Arquette?
No,
Or
that's
is he's in the original.
yeah,
Never
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
David Arquette's the original Doofy.
What did I?
Yeah.
Doofy is Dave Sheridan.
I don't know. He does a great job at it though. It made
I
me
get-
laugh.
Whatever. That's for next week's talk.
Okay. Yeah. I was just about to go on a whole tangent about the Usual Suspects.
So that'd be a good little dumb filler to make us laugh and have something dumb to talk about and let Elle play with his soundboard a lot.
Yeah, I'll start
Yeah.
fucking with it more.
Good. Get them organized so you can have them.
I keep telling him that. I'm like,
you
why
know?
don't you just delete all of the other ones that we haven't used and just program for the week on that first page
Yeah.
And then you just remove it and reprogram so you're ready to go, so you know what each button is.
You got like 8 buttons. You'll have one for the intro.
It's got 6 pages that
And then
have
you got,
random shit all over
you know,
the place.
I have 2 pages of random shit. Like this.
That's a great one.
Yeah. So why are you hating?
Well, I'm just, what else
I
we got?
don't know what's going to happen if I push this one. It's just a different part of the song.
You love that song, huh?
Well, that was for that one movie.
I've
we
heard
did.
that song way too many times.
I was screaming it last night.
No, it's from one of the Need for Speed games.
Yeah.
Carbon, or I think, or
Yeah.
one of those. Every time you go to race, it just for some reason that song would always play.
Yeah,
I
I have a
remember
game that did something similar to me.
Oh yeah!
Glycerine.
I wish I had that pulled up so I could actually play
No,
it for
Machine
you.
Head. Actually,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to tell you this, but I was going to put Machine Head in the intro.
Oh, machine! It's still play every time it fucking plays in my life. It's just like I have a brain aneurysm.
It's funny because I used to text the words to Donnie. You know, like
you
the
would text me just "Wah, na, 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 na," and I would just fucking like black out.
Well, you know what?
You got the juice now, man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You got the juice.
You got the juice now, man.
Oh.
All right, let's sign off. Let's get out of here.
Oh.
right.
Yeah.
What?
I'll tell you after.
Oh, okay.
Until,
I'll see if it's still on there.
Get on the socials. You can leave us a comment. Suggest a movie. We'll watch a movie. Just suggest a movie.
I'm going to use the suggestion.
platform.
I wasn't going to, I'm not going to say what it is, but
We got a suggestion?
if you know, you know, I'm going to pick it.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
don't know
pick
what
it.
the fuck you're talking about. So get on the socials.
Uh-oh.
Say how much you love us, because
Yeah.
Better
we
not be
need it.
from somebody who picked Saltburn. the
No,
last
just
time.
relax.
Okay. That's
This
good.
one, this one
I'm
I
still
think-
mad at her.
I think you're going to like this one. I know somebody who's going to hate it, but you're going to like it.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Yeah.
Is it something we've seen before?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Fun intrigue.
Anyway, like and subscribe and
Like and
smash
subscribe.
that heart button and whatever
Yeah.
the kids are doing these
Yep.
days.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes, right.
Why the fuck are we British?
I don't know.
Because
We're having
we
fun.
fucking can be.
Yeah.
Don't read into it. Move
Alright.
on.
All right.
Bye bye.
Well, don't say
Toodles.
Fuck it.